And stopping by the carne asada today is the Los Angeles Dodgers, your Los Angeles Dodgers top three prospect, Michael Busch. Michael, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. Trying to stay cool in Oklahoma City. Thanks for having me.
It's the dog days of summer, as they say.
It is. Experienced it a little bit last year in Tulsa, um, but yeah, it's coming back for sure. This week's
Before we
hot.
we
This week's
before we dive into the hard hitting stuff, I have a very sincere question for you because obviously you're a part of the Dodgers organization, and we here at the Bleedlos podcast we're about Los Angeles tacos baseball, right? Are you a flour or a corn tortilla guy when it comes to your tacos?
um, I used to be more of a flour guy. I'm not sure why. I think I just grew up eating more flour, and I'd say probably the beginning of this year, every time I'm asked if I want flour or corn, I pick corn.
There you go.
I
There
think
you have it, ladies and gentlemen. The guy is a Dodger. He is officially
it
a
came
Dodger
from.
now.
He
I think it
nah.
came. I had like the three best street tacos of all time. I can't remember where, but they were corn, and ever since then, I just chose corn.
No, Michael, you gave the right answer. And now, because of that answer, you are now an honorary Mexican. And when you come to when you play in Dodger Stadium, whether it's going to be at the end of this year or next year, when you're playing at Dodger Stadium, you are an honorary Mexican because you made the right answer. Because of the flour tortilla, Michael, I don't know if you were aware of this. The flour tortilla is the oppressor's tortilla. So by you choosing the corn tortilla, you've accepted your roots. So you're a good man.
What if I told you that I was told to say that?
Oh
Oh,
no!
If I
oh.
told you, yeah, I'm kidding.
No!
I'm kidding.
All
Did,
right.
did wait?
Joke.
Did Miguel Vargas get in your ear?
That was
Because I
true
swear to
story.
God.
True story. True story.
Okay.
Of
Okay.
corn.
No,
I love
and
it.
now you can run it off. Now you can run for office in Los Angeles if you wanted to, because
Exactly.
you're already politically ahead of the curve.
Man, you guys coming
Make
hard
sure
with the difficult questions.
I.
So now now getting the politics out of the way. Wanted to ask you. You've gone from Tulsa to Oklahoma City, like you mentioned, Double A to Triple A. How has that adjustment been for you thus far? Because I feel like you're doing okay because you're raking. So I feel, how does all that feel for you?
It's been good, and I think it's been easy. I think the coaching staff, and players have um, made it that way, made it possible. Um, just like taking us, and even the young guys who, I mean, we have probably five or six drillers from this year already up, and I think the older guys and the way they carry themselves, and the way that they go about things, I think it makes it just a lot easier for us.
Go ahead, Alysha.
I was gonna parlay into more food talk. Like, do they have decent Mexican food in Oklahoma City? But let's talk some baseball because we don't have you that long. um, I was reading up about you, and besides the fact that you see the ball the way you do, and congratulations on all your success, and I loved that you are a triathlete, meaning you grew up in Minnesota, you played the hockey, and you played the football, and it sounds like you were a badass in football as well. So do you think that that helped you deal with seeing the ball as it's coming over the plate? Is there anything in hockey, or I don't know. I think so. Here in LA, there's a lot of radio commentators that talk about kids who play multiple sports being better athletes. Is that what you would subscribe to, or is that any kind of your story, your past?
I think you hit it on perfectly. I think it's hard for me to point out like what it is that kind of, if it was hockey or if it was football or if it was like you know what I did growing up. I'm not really sure, but I think overall, I believe it does affect. Um, just like I think each sport helps, the other one. I think hockey and football have helped me in baseball, and I think baseball like helped me with hockey and football. So I truly am a believer in playing as many sports as you can and the ones that you enjoy for as long as you can. And then, high school comes around or college comes around and you kind of start to focus on one more. But, growing up, I think playing multiple sports with, there's in soccer, you're using your feet, and in hockey, your hand-eye coordination and all that. I think all those things that just happen in sports, I think they all affect one another.
And it's really happening for you. And it sounds like you could have went on and played football for for a college, and who knows with hockey. I didn't get to find out if you were offered a hockey scholarship, but I wanted to ask you, growing up, did you watch the Dodgers, and if you had any favorite players, and have you ever been to a game? Have you watched a game at Dodger Stadium?
So to answer your first question, I grew up watching more of the Minnesota Twins, being from
Right.
Minnesota. But like
Are
obviously
you?
the Dodgers were always on TV. The Dodgers are the Dodgers. I think one of my favorite players growing up was Chase Utley. So when he came over to LA, I remember that for sure. But what was the next question again?
Have you been to a Dodger game? Have you had a Dodger dog?
Oh, yes, I have, and that was, I think it was right after I was drafted. Actually, I came out to my first Dodgers game. I believe it was July 4th, so
Oh wow!
around 3 years ago.
Oh wow!
They won. I believe. No, the next time it came out, I remember Lux. I've gotten to know Lux pretty well over the last couple of years, and I think the second game I ever went to, he was around making his debut. So watching him play too was a ton of fun.
That's awesome. Okay, guys.
Hey, Michael, tell me the truth, man. When you see the Dodgers offseason and they sign Freddie Freeman and it's a freaking all-star team on there, do you just sit there and go, man, how the hell am I going to make this team where every year these guys sign an all-star?
Yeah, I get that. I get that question quite frequently, especially from just like friends and family. And I mean, it is, it doesn't really cross my mind, but I know it crosses other people's mind. But it's that's a part of a winning culture, and the Dodgers. That's the reason they win so much, is because they have the best players, and from what I've experienced in spring training, their culture and their locker room is amazing, and they keep adding guys who just seem to keep improving that, on the field, off the field, and that's what it takes to win. And, that's something that I want to be a part of, and something that I want to contribute to. So I think some people think it's a little frustrating, but honestly, I haven't really got frustrated over that. I'm just going to keep focusing on myself and trying to develop to be the best player that I can be. And at the end of the day, that's what I think other people should do.
I mean, you're pretty consistent. I mean, you were tearing it up in Double-A, 10 home runs. You come up to Triple-A, you got 11 home runs, and it's almost the same sample size, the same number of games. Now, in Triple-A, is it true they got you playing in the outfield a little bit?
Yeah, I've played probably like a game or two a week in left. Just getting out there, trying to, whoever, I can get out there and, get my bat in the lineup, and just at the end of the day, it helps the team win, honestly, wherever I can be on the field.
So how does that make you feel? Because it seems like the Dodgers seem to groom their players to play multiple positions. I mean, you're much younger than I am, so I know growing up for me, it was like you had one position and that's what you played until you made it to the big leagues. But now that doesn't seem to be the case. Do you find that not only you or are other guys in AAA receptive to playing multiple positions because that's going to be your ticket to the big leagues?
Absolutely. I think, even like you look at Dick Lamb, he started in left field yesterday.
Yeah.
And when I got here, he was basically just playing first base and DH. He was hitting well, and then I think he played a couple games at third, and I think he only played 2 or 3 games left. And next thing you know, he's starting in left field. Just get his bat in the lineup, and give them the best chance to win. So I think a lot of the guys, even Miguel Vargas, he's been playing a little bit of left field. He's playing third, second, left. Just trying to get certain guys, into certain positions, just to not make them feel uncomfortable, but just make them feel ready for if anything happens in the big leagues.
All right, last one before I send it over to Alonso. How's Miguel's English? Because he duped us. He came on the show. We just spoke to him in Spanish, and by the end of the episode, he was giving us his in and out order, and it was just like, bro, I thought you said you didn't speak English. How is his English?
It's really good, really good. So I've known him since a little bit of 2019, but we basically met in 2020 spring training. And from what I heard, when he first came to the Dodgers in like 2017 or 2018, he didn't know a lick of English, and now it's pretty good. Like, you can easily have a conversation with him and understand him, and there's some things that he might not be able to get to, but like it's pretty good. It's definitely above average for a lot of the guys that come over.
You guys help him out, right? You don't just teach him the bad words in English, do you?
Keep that between us.
All right. Go ahead, Alonso.
I was curious because you're, like I mentioned when we did the intro, you're the top 3 prospect for the Dodgers. I kind of know the answer to this already based on what you said a second ago, but does that noise ever kind of enter into anything that you do and like your kind of motivation or anything that you do as you kind of work your way up to the show?
I try not to, and I don't think it necessarily does. I think, it's hard enough, to crack the big leagues with the Los Angeles Dodgers, especially right now, is probably the toughest team to crack in the major leagues. And I think that there's no prospect level or prospect ranking that can kind of get you to the big leagues. It's basically what you do and how you perform, and how consistent are you. So so I don't know. Some teams maybe they'll give you a shot, just because you're a high prospect. But I think with the Dodgers, you really got to perform and show that you can play consistently at a very, very high level. So I don't think I try to let that affect me much, but I think there's enough motivation already out there.
Guys, I think we're in good hands with the youth of the org because that was a great answer. That was a great answer.
Absolutely.
They do a good job of prepping them down in Oklahoma City to answer the media, huh?
Honestly, I kind of get that a lot, not a lot, but like, again, from like friends and family, just like people not in the organization or that don't necessarily understand it all. I don't understand it all, but like I understand it more than probably people outside of the organization.
Is that the most annoying question you get?
Which the
exactly. Do you just like roll your eyes, going, man? Guys, I got other things. There's other things to me. Okay.
Yeah, it's not an annoying question, but it's like, from me a few years ago, I kind of would, think the same thing, and it's different from org to org. So it is
right.
It's not frustrating, but it's like, that's just how it is. Like, no disrespect to any organization, but like the Dodgers are, day in and day out, probably they are the best team in the league, and they've proven that over the last like 5 or 6 years. And the guys who have cracked the big leagues at such a young age, they've proven themselves, and they get their shot. It's not like they, do really well and then they don't get their shot. In 2017, 2018, it was fun to watch. It's like Verdugo and Beatty, Will Smith, all these guys come in so early, and they did their job, and they've proven that they could play consistently, and they got up there and they showed that.
Hey, Michael, when you get to Dodger Stadium, whether it be at the end of this year or next year, first thing you got to do, there's a couple of taco spots right in front of the stadium, okay? So make sure you stop by either Teddy's Red Tacos or El Russo, get yourself your taco, and then walk into Dodger Stadium, and you will officially be a Dodgers a Dodger that way.
Flour or corn?
You let us know, all right? You let us know. The answer is corn. But I will tell you this, Michael. If you do go to El Ruso, I hate to admit this, they make a mean flour tortilla. So I would not. Yeah, I wouldn't hold it against you if you got tacos at El Ruso and you got the flour tortilla there.
Love that. I'll definitely have to check these out. Tacos
One
are
thing you have-
my favorite.
One thing you have to know about my friend Juan, flour tortillas are in his fight club. So he's very passionate about
They're
them.
not in my fight club. They
Stop
have
it.
a certain
Stop
they
it.
have a
Stop
certain
it.
purpose.
Stop
like if
it.
you're gonna have a quesadilla, you go with flour. But like Michael discovered, when you're on the street and you have it with corn, or as the natives call it, maíz, it is a different animal. It is just a different animal, and it's the only way it should be done.
I can't believe we're ending this interview with mental gymnastics, but here we are. Michael, we really appreciate you stopping by for a few minutes and catching up with you and letting the fans know a little bit about Michael Busch, and hopefully we can do this again soon.
Absolutely. I appreciate
Thank
you guys. This was fun.
Thanks, Michael.
Keep killing it. Thank you, Michael.
See you guys.